If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream, then not make dreams your master. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim. If you can meet triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. One heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Hold on. Walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back,
Chili's baby back ribs.
I want my baby
Chili's baby back ribs.
Barbecue sauce. I want.
Fill it in a few different times just to kind of get a real deep color. And then kind of go in here at the bottom.
Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, Hey yo. 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 Hey yo.
Threats are part of wrestling, you know. But you gotta look at the person that's making the threats. This fat son of a bitch is challenging all of us, has been world champions before, been in this business 15, 20 years, and this fat son of a bitch is gonna trial us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat! I'm gonna...
About this.
I don't care if he don't... I'll make him bleed. Let's go!
Who are those guys?
Your brothers? No.
Yes!
Beginning to get on my nerves. Who are those guys? I couldn't do that. Could you do that? How can they do that? Who are those guys?
The fucking DIAZ brothers!
DIAZ, get the fuck out of bed, you lazy bastard.
You piece of shit.
Follow-up question. There's one thing you could change about the industry. What would it be?
One thing I'd change about the industry.
Leading question.
It's just stop sticking your nose in what other people are doing and get on with your own work. Do you know what I mean? Just stick your nose out of people's business, you know, and tell them what they should be fucking doing and not doing. And do your own shit. You should be, you know, you've got to be creative. You should be getting on with your own deal, you know?
How old are you? You took your Xanax today? B.
Sauerkraut.
Live, it's Friday night. You know what time it is? Time for the DIAZ Brothers Show live from Studio Z. Out in Brookfield, Illinois. DIAZ here with a special show tonight, guys. We're revealing the newcomer with Sanko Slumber and special guest later in the show. Don't let me put your hands together for the real powerhouse.
Whoa! I had to clear my throat, sorry. What is up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Big show tonight. Hopefully all goes well according to plan. You guys may have seen it on X earlier. We revealed the new crazy cover by Doug Mahnke, who should be joining us later in the show tonight. Lots of cool things to talk about. How do we sound? First, let us know, how is all of our audio?
There's no audio. There is no audio.
Am I coming in clear? Hey, Mom, I said, am I coming in clear?
Henry Beam is asking, has the cover launched?
No.
Just answer the question.
No.
Stop beating around the bush. The people want to know.
The answer is no. So there was a plan to tease you guys a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? To get you prepared for the launch of the cover.
You were going to put it out pixel by pixel and then have them reassemble it over the weeks.
Raiden Radio kind of did something like that. He would, like, over the weeks of his funding, as his campaign funded, it like unveiled the next pixel of the variant
next line,
or something. Yeah.
It
was
so
like
480 weeks, 480 lines.
Exactly.
Raster lines of image. That was my idea. You stole my idea.
The date is next week. Next Friday, the variant will go up on the Indiegogo, followed by a Kickstarter launch on Bancroft's after the DIAZ Brothers show.
That's next week?
Next week. Next Friday.
Who the hell knows when that's going to be?
Well, that's the 31st. 31st, we wanted to put it in February since taxes are wrapping up and people are recouping funds from the holidays. So that's what the plan is for now. And we were going to have Doug on last week, but he was under the weather and says he was coughing too much. But hopefully he comes on today. So maybe around
Hopefully.
like 7:15. I'm texting him right now, and he was asking me about if it was StreamYards. So he knows what StreamYards is.
Oh, that's good. Because there's a lot of people that don't.
A lot
They're
of people
still
that
using
don't.
Skype. Was he like, send me the Skype link, please?
No, he's like, is it StreamYards? So he
Oh,
knows. Because we
good.
had him on not on the stream, but we did a video. I did a video with him last year. Maybe that's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Talking about his books. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's good.
Talk to him. You guys can go watch that video later. There's a whole debacle. We'll get into it when he comes on because I kind of messed up all the audio. But hello, everybody in the chat.
What's up?
What is up? Lots of people here. There's people watching on Rumble, Brandon?
Yeah, that's
7 people on Rumble.
unprecedented.
If you guys are on Rumble right now, say hello in the chat.
Hi.
We got Citizen Ronan. What's up? LE is here. Sorry, this chat's flying. Citizen Ronan is here.
Yeah, it's going crazy.
Passmaster Dan, hope you're feeling good, brother. Says hit the like button. Yes, I appreciate that. We got Hyper Wizard. We got a little news about him. We're going to go over some news before Doug gets in here. A little mini show. We do have what's up, Mugen? We do have a Louis today as well. So let's get right into the Louis. So
This is going to be huge.
Huge. Louis back. He did not. He vanished for a week, but he's back.
Oh, look at Louis being a badass. Yeah. About to enter flavor country.
Louis is back, ladies and gentlemen. We asked him one question. We caught him. Was it yesterday? Maybe a couple days ago. Out in the cold.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, we're in Chicago.
Right. He had a really. Does his attitude come through in the video, or does he switch characters?
Yeah, he's pretty pleasant. He had a little bit of tude, but he switched it on. He knew the video was coming, and he switched it on.
That's what they were saying about Jeffrey Epstein. Is that like he'd be real nice, and then he'd switch,
at any
into
time?
like a sexual
I
predator.
wouldn't say that. Yeah, I wouldn't. That's not how I would describe Louis. But here's your question, guys. Let's see what you guys
Hold out, Louis. I got a question for you, though. I got a question, okay, buddy? I know it's cold, but what's your favorite ice cream?
He did seem kind of perturbed.
He was upset. Yes.
But the answer, he gets happy when he answers the question. Ice cream,
We'll
guys.
see.
What's
We'll
Louis'
see.
favorite ice cream? You guys let us know in the chat. We'll set up a poll. I'm actually excited. I hope Doug sticks around and we get to introduce him to Louis.
Yeah.
You know,
Bubblegum ice cream.
bubblegum ice cream. All right, let's
Dude,
set this poll
bubblegum
up.
ice cream is
The worst. What are you talking about?
popular for some reason. I can't eat it
Uh-huh.
because bubblegum flavor and ice cream don't mix. It's like the gummy bear ice cream. I was never one to put gummy bears on ice cream.
Gummy bears.
Yeah.
No, gummy bears are too small. They have to be gummy worms. Because
Well,
they get
no,
too
the
hard.
flavor, right? But the flavor and the ice cream doesn't mix.
Rocky Road, I saw in the chat.
Menthol.
Menthol's not a flavor.
It is.
Of ice
you tell that
cream.
to all the cigarette fans out there.
Is Tutti Frutti a flavor?
Yeah,
Strawberry,
Tutti
Rocky
Frutti is a
Road,
flavor.
chocolate,
Neapolitan.
chocolate.
Neapolitan. You can just imagine him saying that. No.
Because Neapolitan's 3 flavors in one.
Yeah, but it's still
Strawberry,
a category.
banana split.
Yeah, banana split's not I mean, it can be a
Chunky
flavor.
monkey. That would be hilarious.
Chunky monkey.
I'm looking for one more here. You choose. this one,
Sprinkles?
Brandon. Sprinkles.
Gummies get too cold and it sucks.
Mint?
It's not even about
Okay,
that.
mint.
Yeah, mint's pretty easy. Fudge. Chocolate mint
All right, the
chip.
polls in the chat, everybody.
Bean
Poll.
flavored. Hyper Wizard.
Bean. You're British.
He didn't
Bean,
even
not
say that. I was just
Well,
kidding.
we do have bean news, and by bean news I mean
Yeah,
Hyper
dude.
Wizard news.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Shell Bean Agachi
We'll
gigantic X thread that happened
I'm
over
gonna
the
save
weekend.
that for Monday. So Shelby's there. He could,
Okay.
you know,
Sure,
he
sure,
could
sure.
reap what he sows. Check this out. So a new eBay auction, and I know Angela's in the chat. What's up, Angela?
What's
Good to see you. We'll get to your super chat. The Chungus Bros are live on eBay.
Oh yeah.
You could buy them right now, along with his.
Well, you could bid for them.
Or yeah, you could bid for him along with his Carnal digital cover.
Right.
But I'm more interested in this Chungus Bros.
Right. That's
here.
pretty funny.
Two good-looking guys. Let's see. I'm gonna open this up. See if I could. It's on his WizHog account. eBay just opens all the tabs. You click on something, a new tab opens.
Right.
22
people have viewed it.
Excuse me.
That's almost 1 view an hour.
There they are.
Do you think that's just Jake every hour checking?
No, it's got some bids. Let's see. Where does it say the bids here? 5 bids already.
5 bids. 47 goober marks.
Yeah. Now this is what is that? $57 US dollars. You guys could be the proud owner of a Chungus Bros piece. This is the first Chungus Bros piece. And there's a description, Brandon. I think you'll like this one.
Is it AI written?
No, I think it's written by Jake. One of a kind original art by Hyper Wizard. The drawing features the Chungus brothers, a pair of fictional comic creators who have indulged in the ambrosia that is the oil of the seed. The oil of the seed. And that's what happens.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not good for you. So go over here, bid on it. If there's any people in the chat that are mods, if you could drop the link here, go grab you some Chungus Bros art and check out his other auctions he has going right there. Yeah, I don't know what that was.
And recommended for you stuff. Well, that's when you go on eBay and you search for like autograph pictures of.
It's not recommended for you. It's similar items, and we had this on Irene's last night as well.
Yeah.
It was very salacious art, except this one's not art.
Let's see what it is. Click on it.
It's a photo book. It's some Japanese Umi Shinatome photo book. Umanaki. I don't want to show that.
Umami flavored.
It's umami flavored
book.
It's basically like a real life butt book. Yeah, the plural of Chungus is Chungai.
Not Chungopodes.
Or Chunguses.
Well, if it has a Greek root, I thought Chungus had a Greek root.
No, what the root is.
Well, yeah. All right, let's get back to this.
All right, yeah. Shout outs to Jake over there.
Phil's an umami, bro.
I got the okay from Doug, so he'll be on later in the show. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other news, Brandon. I got a haircut.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Well, remember last week it was big source of contention about like this side was sticking out way too much,
right?
And then I got a haircut.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think you've been watching too many Theo Vaughn videos.
Oh yeah, I'm doing the Theo.
Right.
I do like Theo Vaughn. He's funny.
Yeah, he's funny. Did you watch that video of him inhaling nothing but smelling salts?
Yeah,
for
was that
20
on Joe
minutes?
Rogan?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that, the supercut. I did not watch that. But guys, at the end of the show, we're going into Bancroft's. Hopefully, if he's streaming. I don't know what you're doing tonight, Michael, but you'll probably be streaming. We do have the lineup this week, and as always, the Gutter tonight at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. The boys over at the Gutter are going to be talking about some cool comics, as they usually do. So we got all this over here. They're going to be talking about The Goon by Eric Powell.
Yeah, I remember The Goon.
They're going to be going over some Goon books. So if you guys are fans of Eric Powell, I'm a huge fan of his work on The Hillbilly, which came after The Goon. So go check that out tonight on the Gutter. Also, they dual stream from that channel and Lord Crackhead Jeremy's old channel.
Bancroft says he'll be live streaming him battling it out with a 17-foot manifestation of Phil Collins.
Did you say that?
Well, somebody said it.
You say that? I would love to see that. Yeah, now we need the giant Photoshop video of Phil Collins, just like they've been doing with Baron. Those are
well,
great.
that wasn't Photoshop. That's actual footage.
That's real. What's up, Katie? What's up? Katie from K-Pop Junkie. Good to see you. If you guys are on the social medias, share this out. Let people know we're streaming on Rumble. YouTube, and Facebook. But I've been doing a lot of work this week, Brandon. I've been trying to stop the leaks in my sink.
Oh, not like GTA 6 information leaking out.
No.
Which I did hear. Did you hear the Trump executive order forcing Rockstar to release GTA 6 in 2025 and release a trailer this week?
Yeah, that's huge.
Another trailer.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's
also
big.
Marvel Rivals leaks have all been a troll from inside the company, so I'm sad about that.
Yeah, but imagine all of the engagement that we've been getting on our YouTube shorts.
I know. But I have to make another short about.
You have to make an apology announcement. Sorry, everyone.
Fake leaks, guys. We got Mr. Plagle in the chat. What's up, Dan? Good to see you, brother.
What's up?
Hope you're doing well. All right, what else is on here? We have some of the other work I've been doing.
Oh, yeah.
Big news on Global Comics. So Global Comics, you guys know, awesome digital comic site. They now have some Kenneth Rocafort books over there. Top Cow, his book, he did it over at Top Cow Velocity. I saw that, did a little quick retweet out there. And if you guys are fans of ours and you're following us over there, you probably got a notification about us putting up the Lost Pages 2. Yeah. Volume 2 went up yesterday. Already almost has 300 views on it.
That's awesome.
Super cool. This is all about the silhouette. It's got some Crimstone in there as well. A crazy cast of artists. So you got Anna Alonso, Maxie Dallow, Dan Dahl is in there, Avery Butterworth, Matt Dalton. Super awesome. So if you guys haven't read that, it's a great place to read it. You can also buy the PDF off of the site.
What's this $18.99 business that they make you deal in 99 cents?
I think everything's 99. Yeah, $10.99, $5.99.
Why is Lost Pages 1 not safe for work?
Because there's some suggestive like
who rated it? That you?
Yeah, there's like there's some mouth to mouth going on. And one of the things isn't a mouth.
One of the stories takes place entirely within a mouth.
Inside of a mouth. Yeah, it's like that episode of
yeah, I don't remember that one.
Aeon Flux.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, if it was not safe for work, or let's say if it was safe for work, we'd probably be 3,000 views instead of 2.9.
No, I say the
views.
not safe for work gives you that's the most viewed one.
Yeah, but what about all of the wee lads that want to read it?
Well, they'll have to, they'll rate it anyways. You just have to click, yes, I am safe for work or whatever.
All right.
You guys could read it. Everybody in the chat's over 42 years old, right? So I think you got no problem there.
Yeah, what about the wee lads?
The wee lads. But yeah, as I set up all the panel to panel shots as well. Let's see if this is set up here. Yeah, look at that. You got your local bank robbery going on. You got introduction to jazz. So check that out. Super freaking cool. If you guys like this, we still have copies of it.
That guy that you had there robbing that bank.
This guy.
No, the other guy. That guy. He reminds me of that guy that didn't want to go back to Haiti.
Which guy was that?
The guy that got arrested and is getting sent back to Haiti.
Oh. Well, it's not him. It's a totally different person.
What did you mean by having that guy drawn into the comic, Phil?
He's right. He's part of this gang.
Oh.
Just read the book. You guys will find out. You'll know what's up.
Is there any pew pew?
There's no pew pew sound effects. Yeah, there hasn't been any laser guns in Lost Pages yet.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah.
Where would laser guns be?
That's a space thing.
Yeah, space stuff. Or if you're trying to go super safe for work for the wee lads and you can't use real firearms and they're using like plasma guns or something.
Yeah. Alex Narcon's here. He says, just woke up from a quick nap. Behold, my new avatar. He's got a new
avatar.
I can't zoom in. My eyes are getting bad this year.
It's a guy with a gun.
Yeah, it looks like a guy with a gun.
Who that is.
I'm glad that because I heard Pops got outlawed. Funko Pops.
Yeah.
So
Funko Pops
it was an executive
banned.
order for Snarkcon to change his avatar.
Right.
He changed it to this guy. Oh, is that TV's Hunter?
Oh, Fred Dreyer? I couldn't recognize him with his 2 pixel by 2 pixel face.
Yeah, it's not it's not as big as you'd think.
It looked more like Fred Hunter.
There you go. Hunter. I watched more Miami Vice this week, Brandon. One of my new favorite episodes.
New favorite episodes.
Yeah.
James Brown.
I don't think we talked about it Monday. Not the James Brown one. It's called Junk Love.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
You
good.
did. You told me about it.
And the twist happens 5 seconds before the end.
Right. And then it ends and it just goes Michael
Like,
Mann, producer Michael
exactly.
Mann. Yeah, that's
what? It's just like you
right.
get slapped in the face. It was great. Really good episode. Everybody watch that. That's your homework for this week.
Yeah. Fred Dreyer had 2 safeties in one game.
Amazing.
Unprecedented.
More Zaid Comics news. We've had more people getting the postcards in the mail and shouting us out on X. So thank you guys for posting those pictures. I appreciate it and all the kind words. That was a fun little idea that Brandon had, and we put it together last minute. So you guys, there's still some getting out there. Sorry for people overseas. We didn't do the international ones.
No way to send a postcard overseas.
I think that there is, but it's like $5 or something.
Yeah.
More.
Well, see, when we did a campaign and there was postcards around the campaign,
we just put it in.
Yeah, we would just put a blank
Right.
postcard
We would
in
send
there.
the US backers out early.
Right.
And then
we said we're gonna coming to get you.
Yeah, we're coming to get you.
Yeah.
And then we would
watch your back.
we'd tuck them into the boxes for the international people. Hey, Maromi got his. Shout out.
Dude, the You're Next. Oh my god, it was so good. It was something like that.
It was see you soon.
You'll see you soon.
Yeah,
You're
see you
next.
soon.
Watch your back. Stuff like that. Yeah. Be ashamed if there was a gas leak in your house.
Yeah.
Things along those
Be on
lines.
the lookout.
Right.
Stuff like that. We'll get back to that next year. When we do another Lost Pages campaign, we'll do that one.
Yeah. Imagine the post office seeing postcards flying through the mail with a picture of a gun on one side and the other side says, "See you soon."
Exactly. Oh man.
I never heard anything about that though.
I heard about
Imagine.
And then we do before I send we still got a few minutes.
Yeah, we got a couple
We got
minutes.
a couple minutes. Any
Yeah, we could show off the new prototype.
Oh yeah, this is great.
There was a lot of Shelby. We're not bringing it up because Phil wants to talk about it next week on the hard line.
Yeah, people really want more Shelby
merchandise. Absolutely. So there's an entire R&D division working on Shelby lifestyle brand.
Yep.
And there was talk ever since the inauguration. What was that, this past Monday?
Mm-hmm.
The AI stuff. They're talking about doing mRNA vaccines to cure cancer and stuff. And I was thinking, I don't like it either. I was thinking, well, why even bother with that? We've been working on nanotechnology with the Shelby for a while.
Yeah.
And we could show off some larger scale prototypes of what we've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
So here, I'll pass these to you. You can get them on the close-up camera. Yeah, they're significantly smaller than the bigger, blacker bean.
I dropped one.
Oh, you better be able to find it. They are pretty small.
We have
These are the macro scale nano shell beans
look at that.
that we're working on over here at Zaid Tech. So these will be made, they'll be zipping through your bloodstream, curing all kinds of different diseases.
Yep.
The white one is for cancer,
Right,
you
white blood cell.
You got the red one. That one removes seed oils directly from your bloodstream.
That's
in
the one
case
I
you
want.
can't. Yeah, if you can't, you resist,
hard
chomping down on some seed oils. You can just take a red shell bean.
Yeah, we should have a shell bean up here for scale.
Yeah, there's one right here. You got this one.
Yeah, for scale, guys.
So this is the horse tranquilizer shell bean.
right
Yeah.
compared to the.
Well, yeah, the red one is a scaled up macro version of the
Did you
nano
just swallow
shell bean.
this or?
Well, they are going to be released into the atmosphere. Okay. So you're just going to be inhaling them.
Sounds illegal.
basically everybody will be inundated with these nano shell beans.
Yeah.
You know, but it's for the greater good, I would say.
There you go. Big news. Citizen Ronin is at the forefront. He really wants some innovation with these beans.
Angela Curry says, swallow my super chat.
Oh, that's right. Thank you, Angela Curry. Let me see. Go over here. Angela Curry with the super chats for $5. Thank you, Angela. Thanks for reminding me. Next time, ask Louis. Oh my goodness, boxers or briefs?
Boxers or briefs?
Oh my
god,
Commando. Jesus, that's a Jesus right there. Thank you for the super chat, Angela. Maybe I'll remember. You know, maybe that's too much, but thank you. Here's a bonk for you, Angela.
Panties.
Stop it, guys. Stop it.
Oh, you're giving it away.
Let me
We'll save it for next week.
Send this link over to you. All right.
7 o'clock. We're getting a full hour of Doug Mahnke here.
Yeah, hopefully.
On the stream.
I got to find out how to send this link. All right.
To what?
Well, I got to text it.
It's 12 digits. It's StreamYard.com/ and then you
hand type it.
Yeah,
in
I'll
the
read it out
phone?
to you. I'll read it out to you live.
Hold on. It's going to take no time at all.
It's
You guys,
oh my God.
you guys
I'll read the chat here.
read the
Free
chat.
ball in boxer briefs if you must know. Snarkycom says toasty long johns. With how cold it's been out here, I would say the long johns is the way to go.
Oh, yeah. I've been wearing long johns a few
Silver?
times this week. It was good.
Silver long
Especially
johns?
I did deadlifts yesterday, and they helped my shins.
Thong's the only way to go.
Let's do that.
Yeah, long johns with the butt flap, with the trap door in the back, so you don't have to take them off. All right, Phil, you sent me the link.
I know. I just sent it to you as like a
Shell bean token dropping. Yeah, we could create a meme coin easily.
shell bean coin.
Yeah, the shell bean coin.
I sent it to him. Wait,
I promise it won't be a rug pull.
I don't know what that means. Yeah, we won't screw anybody over with that. What's up? Paulus Arts is here.
That's the design.
See you.
What's up?
All right, quick, end the stream. Hurry.
No. I asked Doug size, asked Doug which size is his favorite bean.
Well, we don't have like a regular standard size bean
Yeah, we don't
here.
even have a regular bean for us. We
They
keep
do.
giving
It's
them
in the
away.
office. Well, they've been flying off the shelves.
All right, before let's see. In the meantime, here we got some
I'm about to make a name for myself.
Gambit news.
Oh,
Snarticon with all the Gambit news lately. He says these are his books. He also turned us in to ICE for $450.
I thought it was $750.
Well, he got gypped.
You just lost $300.
Check these out. We got the first appearance of Gambit over here.
I don't like seeing Gambit's whole body with the purple pants. What's up?
Yeah,
with
I
that?
mean it changed. Like I think there's definitely
It's a living
less,
suit like Spawn.
there's less purple as the years go on. And that's little kid Storm. That's when Storm was de-aged, you know.
Oh
Does that
yeah.
make
So
sense?
he's like, I'll wear less clothes.
No, it just thinks skin tight, you know, skin tight clothes.
Yeah, I
He's a
guess.
thief. It makes no sense. And then I think that's an Andy Kubert cover in the first appearance. And it's a
Is that the one where he doesn't have a
200 something,
nose?
And then the other one's Joe Mad. So this is Joe Mad. And that's a great cover. I think that's a wraparound, if I'm right.
Which villain removed his nose?
in the second cover,
Yeah.
it's there. He just has like a little more.
Gabbitt's greatest smell.
It's like a little more
revealed.
animation style.
Will he ever get his nose back?
Is that a foil cover? Does anybody know? It looks kind of
It
shiny.
looks like a foil.
That's pretty
Oh.
dope. Look at that. All right. Here he is. Guys, we have a special guest. All right. And I have
It's been tough keeping the secret this whole time.
not everybody knows. The man behind some of your favorite comic books, everybody. Batman Under the Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome comic made into an awesome animated movie. If you guys recently seen the Creature Commandos show He's got 2 characters in there that he had a big influence on. Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein. Amazing art in here. Written by Grant Morrison. And my personal favorite, OG The Mask, ladies and gentlemen. The Mask. Look at these kick-ass covers. Let me get a little close up here. These are hand-colored covers by Doug himself. Look at that. Let's bring the man in, Doug Mahnke, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. To do the music. Let's see if this works. Ow! Wait a second. Did I get rid of this?
On the wrong layer?
No,
you messed it up. No.
Hold on. Where is this?
Look at this guy.
I know. I failed.
All right, just bring him in.
Doug.
How you guys doing?
Good. What's up, man? I'm sorry. I brought the screen down and everything. Now we got to do it like this. Thanks for coming on the show.
However it works. However it works.
Dude,
details.
How are you feeling? It's been a minute. So the last time we talked person to person, not over text, we did that video that also went horribly wrong, where I was only capturing your audio, and then I had to stitch together and make new audio on my end when I was asking you questions.
You did a good job of it, though. You have to admit.
I tried. It took many hours. Hold on, let me get a better
round world.
If there's a will, there's a way, and you've absolutely willed it. So
I try. How's everything going with you? We got the new year. Happy New Year. How's all
so
your
far so good.
Going? That's good. I'm digging the Superman shirt.
Yeah.
Represent.
Pretty normal thing to wear around the studio.
Yeah. So, Doug, we did the reveal today. A bunch of people on Twitter were hyped about it, seeing the cover for Psycho Slumber that you've been working on. We had our boy Eugene do the colors for it, and let me pull it up here.
Looked really nice.
Yeah. Let's see here. And this, everybody in the chat, this will be available next week on the Indiegogo campaign. We're also going to do the Kickstarter as well, and this will be up there. And for those of you guys that already purchased the book, the Rob Willis cover, another amazing cover, you'll be able to get it on the Indiegogo with a lower shipping cost. But Doug, you are going to be signing some of these for us, so thank you so much. And
awesome.
Those will be.
I will sign as many as you want.
Oh my God! Don't say that. Don't say that. But those will be available on the Kickstarter exclusively, signed by Doug. This was a sweet piece, and you and I have been talking for a few years and been super motivational with the comics we're putting out, helping with the trailer that you did for the silhouettes, some of the bookmarks and stuff. Thanks for that, man. All that has been super cool, and I really appreciate that.
Well, as you know, I've said it many times. I like what you do. So
thanks, man.
Well, plus you're a hell of a nice guy. That helps.
It counts for something.
But even if you were an asshole, I might still have done this. So it doesn't matter.
It's because I think it's the characters pull all the weight. Crimson's such a cool character. But I wanted to talk about some of the stuff you've done in your past. Recently, I saw that you posted some mask art that I think you said your sister found.
Yeah, it's just a piece that I had given her, and it's somewhere around 30 years old. and excuse me, anyone who's listening, I just got over the flu, so I'm destined to cough while I'm here, but I'm sucking on cough lozenges. And
I was saying we were gonna have you on last week, but you were too coffee.
It would have been pretty bad, to tell you the truth.
No,
anyway, so she had moved recently, and in pulling it off the wall, she took a photo of it, and I have one piece that I saved, and they both have suffered the same fate. They've faded. The colors have faded. Primarily, the cerulean blue has faded. So that's really, really washes it out quite a bit. That's closer to what it should have looked like.
Oh yeah, wow.
I think this is how it looks printed. But then you like kind of like digitally.
Well, I had to.
Oh yeah,
I digitally recolored some of it.
Okay.
Because I found a nice. First, I started to do it. I was just going to completely digitally recolor it, and which I'd be happy to do because it looked like what you saw. All this washed out. So I got started on it, but then I looked online and I found a really nice clear scans or photos, one or the other, of the box set, but it's missing a middle chunk of it because that's the spine, which is, I don't know, it's about an inch and a half thick maybe, and so there's that part that you see missing in the middle.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I went ahead, filled it in, and then I did some other tweaks.
But, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool to see. If you guys are not following Doug on Instagram, he's a must follow. Like all the animations he does.
Animations are killer.
That's mostly. I mean, that's what the animations are what drives my interest to be on Instagram anyway. When it comes to my putting stuff up, I mean, when I started, it was just an account to basically share with friends online lifting stuff.
Yeah.
But then I started going, well, I'll put up some of my art, and I didn't really have any idea that I needed any kind of social presence. I was busy working all the time. But when I started getting to animate, then it really has been fun. And then I do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. How much are you gonna deadlift for us live on stream tonight?
Well, I could.
Okay. That's yeah. I told one of my buddies, I'm like, Doug's coming on. He's like, you got to challenge him to deadlift. I'm like, dude, he'd destroy me.
Yeah, a beast, man.
I'm almost 62 years old. I shouldn't be destroying any.
Yeah, don't say that because it just makes us feel even worse.
Yeah.
Well, they just should. Come on, you guys got to pony up.
Yeah.
That's right. He's right.
Oh man. Sorry, it's the new year. Already feeling bad about ourselves. We got a lot of people.
You know what? If there's a chance for you to outlift me, it's right now. Because after the flu, I think I lost at this point 14 pounds. I'm just lying around.
Oof.
Yeah, so, that'll happen. Yeah, lifting sick
definitely.
Is not the best thing.
But taking a couple weeks off won't kill me. So I'll be back in the gym tomorrow. I just didn't want to go in there and cough. And I'm not contagious anymore, but I'll probably be coughing the rest of the winter.
Sure. No, I know how that is. We got a lot of people in the chat here saying hi. Our boy Rick says, "What's up, Doug? The man, the myth, the legend."
Hey, Rick.
Thank goodness that mask statue on Phil's desk is cropped out of the frame. I don't know if I sent you a picture of this, but Brandon went to my brother Brandon went to Colombia, and he brought back this freakish hand sculpted and painted.
Hey, man.
I don't think it's painted. I think it's just
it's like Sculpey.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. Anytime I see stuff that people have done, I'm always. It's great that they do it.
Yeah, it's all. It was like $15. It was crazy, especially for handmade.
That was a deal.
Yeah, it's worth it. Now I wanted to talk about everybody in my chat here knows how much I dig the mask, and years ago I did some videos just reviewing the books, and then the last thing that Dark Horse came out with that I Pledge Allegiance to the Mask, which in my opinion is so trash. I did a lot of reviews on each of those issues. I still get comments on those. And the most recent comment I had on one of the original mask stories from the Mayhem series, I said in the video that, the first appearance of the mask was, in Mayhem #1. And they're like, actually, the first appearance of the mask was in Dark Horse Presents #5. By Mark Badger.
Yeah, not the same character though. I mean,
right? That's what I said. I wanted to bring that up and show because
this is the best way to describe it because I'm not taking anything away from Badger, and I don't feel he would feel that way. He wrote what he did. It's a very heady, esoteric, complex story that I think a lot of people didn't get. And you can see he put a hell of a lot of work into it. But when it kind of faded away, I don't think people were ready for what he was doing there. And Mike Richardson, who owns The Mask,
Yeah.
he wanted to relaunch it as something else, a new take on it. And that's what we did. The initial drawing that I had to go through was one by the design was by Chris Warner. I didn't look at what Badger had done.
Yeah.
But it's not that they didn't even direct me to do that. They didn't say, here, follow what Mark Badger did. It was more along the lines of here's what. So Warner did a couple of drawings. He did the first cover to Mayhem, which is this broad-shouldered, massive mask character that says something like "Who's laughing now?" or something. I think it tipped to Evil Dead 2 or Evil Dead 1. I don't remember. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I had, which so you could say Chris Warner is the initial design. However, the mask took off from there in a lot of directions. And Chris is a fabulous, fabulous artist. He was one of my favorites at the time. He could draw some, like really thick, like superhero type structural and action that was just amazing. But he ended up spending more time as an editor at Dark Horse. So yes, you could say that MASQUE was the original launch, but the Mask it's a unique thing all to its own. So I don't think anyone would deny that.
Yeah, even if you go on the Mask Wikipedia here,
yeah,
it does distinguish the two: the MASQUE first appearance, and then Big Head, which is your
the Big
mask.
Head Killer.
Yes, yeah. Which
two different names: the Leering Lunatic and the Big Head Killer, and I think we called him a couple other things.
Yeah, they never said Big Head at all in the Jim Carrey film.
No.
Well, his head wasn't even that big.
Yeah, it's much bigger.
Yeah, in the comics, it's huge.
Yeah, and you recently posted. I don't know if this is all your covers you did, but all the ones that
I think we might be missing one. I think one or two. But it's possible that I know there was one that I did for the collection, one of the collections, and that was Mask holding a bomb pie. In other words, a whipped cream pie that had a bomb in it, and that's the one piece that I kept. I still have that.
That's a big head.
Well, if you look at the one that was back a couple ones, the one Mask Returns #1. Yep, back one more, or no, the other direction. Go
This
back, other way. One more. Okay, yep, right there. I was talking to John Arcudi the other day, and he reminded me that he has that cover, and he has this fabulous scan of it. He sent it to me today. It's amazing, so detailed. So I don't know if I'll try to. I don't know if putting it up on Instagram will even come close to showing just how nice of the scan it is. It's so true to the art, but I'll post it. And it just looks like the art. It's just in all of its. You can see the paper texture and everything.
Yeah, that's so cool. And the fact that you were hand coloring this stuff with dyes is insane.
Yeah, this one was mostly done a combination of dyes, airbrush, and a lot of marker on this one, because I call this my libatory phase from Ransrock, or however you pronounce it. Did you ever see that? You must have.
No.
You've never read that? I'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Anyway, he did all of his rendering, I think, with markers in these tails that he painted, or he drew. And so when I found out like that was even possible, I took markers and just went to town on that cover. It took me forever, but could use markers and then the blending tool that you can use. It's not super efficient, but turned it out really good. At least in that cover. So
I love this one. The glow.
I've used a little variety when it came to doing these things.
Yeah, that you bring up airbrushing. We were chatting a couple weeks ago and found out that you had a brief stay in Gurnee, Illinois.
Not too brief. I did it for 4 years.
Oh man, that's crazy. So we obviously live in Chicago. Six Flags Great America is our Great America, or our Six Flags,
Right.
excuse me.
Yeah.
And you worked there for, I guess, four years doing caricatures and airbrushing t-shirts.
Yeah, I went there to begin with. I worked for a company called Fozen Arts that was contracted for many years to do to caricatures and t-shirts. I don't know when they walked out or when the contract was changed, but it was a long time. And I was living in Minneapolis, and I had moved to Minneapolis from Southern California. I lived in Huntington Beach. My girlfriend and I moved during the winter, and I was actually had been working in machine shops. So I was a tool and die guy. I just finished recently, got a certificate, but I'd been working in shops for years.
Yeah.
And so I moved to Minneapolis, and I couldn't get a job. Couldn't find any work at that point. And then I was going through the paper, obviously long before people did this online or anything.
Sure.
And I saw something that says, hey, do you know how to use an airbrush or something like that? Come and work for us. And the money's good and all this. And so immediately I called and discovered that, I could travel out to Illinois and, do this thing, which I'd never done before, but I was confident I could. The first thing I did was go get an airbrush and start to learn how to use one. I had an air compressor that was so massive. You could have run 50 hoses off of it. And it was super loud, and it would move itself across the floor and unplug itself. Took it places, like when I go visit my grandparents, I took it with me so I could practice then.
Yeah.
Anyway, so mostly it was like young guys, college age, some girls too. A great way to work for 4 months and to make a sock load of money and go back to school. But I think I spent about five months out of the year in Gurnee or Waukegan or nearby. I'm trying to think of there's another Libertyville.
Sure.
And I would lived in these places with it was like living in frat houses, I guess. We just a bunch of us would just. We were terrible. We were awful people to live next to because we're a bunch of artists with money.
Yeah.
And had parties and had a good time. And it's definitely one of the highlights of my life. Met my wife there.
Awesome. Was that before or during your comic work?
I think it was all before.
Wow.
So 4 years into working as a t-shirt and airbrush, I was a terrible caricature artist. I was awful.
Yeah.
Because I was so slow. I was painfully slow.
Oh, sure.
T-shirts I could do fast.
That's so cool. But going to malls when I was a kid and seeing and they're not existent anymore, but the airbrush t-shirt pop-ups that are there, I always wanted them. My parents never would buy me one. Sad.
And I'm gonna pinch a t-shirt somehow.
Gordon Goodbrother, you ever heard this? Gordon Goodbrother says, is it just me or does Doug sound similar to Chuck Dixon?
Not by I know Chuck. If Chuck and I share anything,
I hear it.
It's because Chuck is a big tough guy just like me.
That's right. Exactly. Let's see. Watch out for artists with money. That's right.
Yeah. One of the worst things is the worst thing you can do is take a guy who is not making a lot of money, then all of a sudden fill his pockets with a bunch of art money. It is.
I think they're on top
all
of the
a sudden you're making regular trips to the liquor store and going to buying food you can't afford. No, but I was young, so it's okay. I figured it out.
How did you transition from that into comics?
You know what? Pretty simple, actually. I had on and off through my life, I'd wanted to be in comics. Okay. And I, from when I was a little kid, I wanted to do that. That was when I was a child. Like when I first started reading comics, I think we talked about this before. First, I wanted to be a superhero. But second, I wanted to draw comics because I really loved them. And I was just very passionate about it as a kid.
Yeah.
Liked it for most of my life up until it really started to decline when I was about 17 years old. Then I was more picky, and I bought much more selective stuff, more indie or more European and things that were different. More stuff that was gratuitous and violent or sexual or,
heavy metal.
Yeah. But there was, while I was working at Six Flags, there was an article in the Chicago Tribune. Is that right? It was Chicago Strib or whatever they called it.
Tribune.
And it was on comics. This is when like the comics boom was happening. So this was around the time that I think Image was being formed. And like the death of Superman had sold massive, and there's a renaissance in buying comics.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like and that, that collector mentality was hitting people, assuming that if they bought one of the many millions of the death of Superman, that they too would cash in one day. Which is absolutely not how it works. Rarity, having something rare is a great idea. Having something that millions upon millions of other people have, obviously not. But nobody was telling them that. But I read this article, and it just talked about what a good business this was, how much people are making good money. And I thought, I can do that. I was going to do that. I tried a couple of times, but I definitely didn't have, I would say, because of my myriad of concussions, I'd kind of lost the ability to sit and focus very well. So
concussions from what?
Oh, I was a very careless person. Man, I've had about it's over 10 at this point.
Wow.
No, legitimate concussions. I was never careful. I'm not kidding. I was always all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
Do a lot of stupid stuff, so my head took a real pounding. So like the idea of sitting for a long time and drawing, I just didn't have it when I was in my early 20s. But I could stand at a t-shirt, counter and pace around and paint. And if I could, something I really wanted to do, I could focus on it. But at that point I thought, comics sounds great. So I sent in a portfolio. I went back to Minnesota in the fall, sat on my wife, who was my girlfriend or my fiance at the time, and basically sat on her floor and did a portfolio and sent it to, and I didn't even know who to send it to. So I sent it to the art director, which is not who you would send it to. You'd send it to an editor or a submissions editor. But Dark Horse was small enough, so they went through everything. So they put me in a file. They called me and said, "Hey, we like what you did. We don't have anything right now, but maybe, at a later date, we can find something for you." I was like, that was great. I love that idea. So I think I went back to Six Flags for one more season. And then when I came back to Minnesota, I got married. And 2 weeks before I got married, I started working in comics for Dark Horse on a series with John Arcudi that was called Homicide. So that's got me started. Worked on that for a while. Did a few other things, all at Dark Horse. Then did the Mayhem stuff for the Mask in the Pages of Mayhem, and then at some point there was a turning point. Wasn't really getting much work. Moved out to Las Vegas to go back to painting T-shirts, and by the time I got there, they had offered me the Mask, and I've never stopped working since.
Yeah, how many issues of the mask did you do? Because I have,
Well,
I mean,
there's
they have the
really not that.
omnibus now.
There's not that many. I mean, I'm not really sure how many, because all of the parts of Mayhem, all that was 4 or 5 issues. I don't know how many, and they were, I don't know, 10, 8 to 12, 8 to 10 pages per.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. So that's probably just worth of, a couple of comics worth. And then after that, it was 4 issues of The Mask. And then I think 4 issues of The Mask Returns. And then 5 issues of The Mask Strikes Back, maybe. And then Lobo Mask.
Yeah. And that was your kind of like toe into the door of DC.
Yep. At that point, DC offered John and I opportunity before Dark Horse did. And we took it. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. If you guys are fans of Lobo, you have to read this. This is a 2-parter, and it's insane. It's total Looney Tunes insanity.
We had a blast doing that. And you know what? I have such fond memories of that book, and whenever I look at it, I go, gosh, holy smokes, this is some funny stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, plenty of violence, but just really like both John, Alan Grant has passed away, so never get a chance to work with him again.
Yeah.
But the fact that I got to do basically, a book's worth, 48 pages worth of Alan Grant script in Lobo Mask, that was just so. John and I had our vision of what the mask was.
Yeah.
And then when we got to read Alan's version, we were on the phone and we were just cracking up. I couldn't believe, how the hell did he think of this? This is just ridiculous. And the two storytellers, Alan and John, together made this really wonderful tale of Lobo and Mask. So
yeah, it's super fun. I don't think it's collected in the actual Mask collection that they have.
I don't think so. Probably because of crossing over between.
Right. You guys will have to find them on eBay, but it's worth the money. It's great.
Yeah, it's terrible when people say, "What is the favorite thing you ever did?" I have so many favorite things, but for different reasons. And one of the reasons is when I look at that comic, I still think it's funny.
Yeah.
Anytime I look at it, it's just like, oh my gosh, this is just hilarious. And I couldn't have done it without those guys writing the stuff they did.
Yeah, and I mean that too was like the first opportunity of the next 30 years of DC work.
Yeah.
And it started with Lobo and the Mask. That's so cool.
And I liked Lobo. I mean, I was a fan of Lobo already.
Sure.
I like humor and I like violence, and I especially like when they go together. And that's what Lobo stood for. So
definitely, yeah. And what do you think about the Lobo coming to a film now? It's confirmed. Jason Momoa. It's going to be in a Supergirl film though. But hopefully, I'm gonna go see it 10,000 times, so they have to make a solo film for Lobo.
I'd say here they've been given this huge gift. A guy born to play Lobo, wants to play Lobo, looks like Lobo. All they have to do is just write it the right way.
Yeah.
And if they do that much, it stands a chance of being really good, his part. And I just hope they do. Come on, it's Lobo. This is your chance. Don't fuck it up. You know? Let's see Lobo the way he's meant to be seen.
And Momoa, he could play the humor, not over the top comedy, but that underlying subtle humor. I really, really liked him in that Fast and the Furious film he was in. I mean, those are Looney Tunes films now at this point, but he played a really out there, flamboyant villain.
Right.
And I think he'll do a good job. And you're right. If they
write it's all about the writing for sure.
Right. I remember when the writing has to be on point. It's just all there is to it. I remember when they cast Momoa as Aquaman, the first thing I thought was, what the hell? They cast Lobo as Aquaman.
Yeah.
Those were words that came out of my mouth.
I saw a clip of him literally saying the same thing, where they called him in for the Zack Snyder saying that he got a part in the new universe, and he thought he was being cast as Lobo 10 years ago when they did those films. So but that's great. I mean, he's the guy for it, and obviously has a connection to that character. But I wanted to show this off. I don't know if you know about this, but there's this new platform called Global Comics.
Don't know about it.
It's a digital platform for digital comics. We have our stuff up here, but they recently got a license for DC, so they have a bunch of DC on here. But also they have the Mask. So, and it's the Mask Omnibus.
So that's it all.
Yeah. So you guys, if you have a subscription to Global Comics, or even if you don't, I think you could read a big chunk of this right now, and Doug will get no money from it.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, but there's that piece. There's
there's the bomb pie.
That's the one I have, and unfortunately, it doesn't look that good anymore.
No.
But
this is, and it's all the original publication of the Mayhem stuff was in black and white. But over the years they've done colored versions of it. So this is
somebody had said who it was, and I'm sorry I can't remember the guy's name. I wish it would, but he did a nice job of like taking my completely ignorant color palette and doing more stuff.
Yeah.
I promise anyone who knows color could have looked at everything I did and just gone, what was he thinking? Though you can't do that.
But yeah, if you guys are fans of the film, I'd suggest reading this, because this is Stanley Ipkiss. He's very different than the Jim Carrey character. He's like, you start out and you don't like this guy one bit.
You like the movie Ipkiss. You do not like this guy. He's just a weak character, and he makes no bones about it. He's but it's what sets him up to do a good job of being the Mask.
Yeah, it's super cool. So I would suggest you guys, if you haven't read it, go over here. I'm pretty sure you just read a lot of it without a
the crazy pajamas.
Yeah, and I've talked to you about this, Doug. You're insane for doing these pajamas. What is that? Because you have to redraw this design. It goes over when he turns into the Mask as well. Like now it's a suit with all these designs. Like the detail on this.
Crazy.
You're a madman for doing that.
Oh, it's just all in a day's work of making comics.
And this was back in the day, so you don't have like a print that you're dragging over.
Yeah, like a stamp, right? Yeah, you're not just like stamping it on. You're drawing it on the page.
Ridiculous. So
it's awesome. And
I have not seen this stuff in a while. It's pretty fun.
It adds so much.
And also they took scenes directly from these issues for the film. This, he gets run over in the movie, obviously. I mean, I grew up on the film.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's not gruesome, but he gets run over and inflates himself back up.
Yeah, because he flies out the apartment window in the hallway, hits the ground, gets run over.
That is just insane. Some of my favorite stuff in this as well is the lettering, like the letters on this.
Oh yeah, they did a great job. He did a great job. I mean, just to get that just crazy zany writing, or you can hear it in your head when he's speaking that way.
Yeah, a lot of that I actually took inspiration for how Crimstone talks in the last pages.
This page right here where he's rearing back. I thought that was I laughed at that. Well, here's a couple of free acres. I think that was I thought John was so funny.
Yeah, it's just total lunacy. It's awesome. So everybody go watch or go read this guy, because
it's and all this so far everything has been, because this is what John was good at. Like at first it seems somewhat lighthearted, like not a big deal, guys getting poked in the eye, do that. Then all of a sudden it turns so dark, and all of a sudden he lights a man on fire, and then he gets Mac 10 and or is that an Uzi? I can't. No, that's a Mac 10, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then just blows the shit out of people. And you know, and then what does he do? He burns their clubhouse down. I mean, like that's a bad man doing some bad shit.
Right. Yeah, I do this show on Thursdays with a couple of buddies who are also creators. It's called The Creative Block, and we talk about storytelling, character. And we recently were talking about like villains and how villains can be the protagonist of a story, and the antagonist is usually a villain. Sometimes it's not. So you have stories like, I would say this one where your main character is a villain, and stories like Mark Miller's what's that one he does? The guy in all white, Nemesis. Nemesis is a comic book that revolves around the villain. And this is like, especially at the time, very unique with that aspect. And it's not a superhero book. How is doing this book compared to now, which like the last, 20 years you've been doing DC superhero books?
Well,
because it's a different genre, I'd say.
Yeah, I'll say. It's funny because I mean, John and I were both really new to this business. He had started before I had, but not a long time, And I suppose when we both think about it, and I mostly I think about it when I talk to people who tells me that, like I saw this book for the first time when I was 10, or and it's like I'm thinking when I was young and making it, I would have thought that's cool. And then when I'm older, it's like, whoa, I'm not sure that was the ideal, book to jump into comics. And yet it still is what it is.
Yeah.
We weren't making it for a 10-year-old audience, but a lot of kids got this book and somehow, and maybe their parents weren't paying attention. I don't know. It's just is really dark and violent. And in the end, his crime spree ends because he dies.
Right.
John wouldn't have had it any other way. I mean, here, beating up an old teacher. I mean,
right. So he basically makes a checklist of people that have wronged him through his life. And this was his teacher from when he was a kid. And he goes and makes fun of her, dresses her down in front of the class. And I don't remember.
On her face.
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
John Snowden says, reminds me of Crazy Woody Woodpecker, the early versions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the right reaction is these kids are like stunned and they're crying. At the same time, I also kind of camped up the art. Like what I drew there. With her eyes huge and popping.
Right.
But I was just drawing whatever I was drawing. I really wasn't thinking one thing or another other than this is just how I did it. Like these guys, they didn't turn out. Yeah, I mean, and my art, you have to understand. I mean, I'm still learning how to draw. I mean, this shit is crude sometimes. It bounces back and forth between I somewhat know what I'm doing and I have no idea what I'm doing. But what I am doing is I'm following really good direction from John, because his scripts were detailed in regards to what was happening here and there on a page. He didn't just he wrote and thought in comic book language. He wasn't thinking in terms of like a script for a movie. He's thinking in comic books, and that's why it turns out that I learned a lot by doing this work with him, because I started to see what he was trying to teach or trying to convey. And so I've kept a lot of that with me, through my whole life, is the stuff that I learned from John. At least this time, he didn't kill the kid. He just whacked him.
Yeah.
Also, it's and I don't think we ever talked about it in the script either. Like, I know that they like really, when I've watched what was said about the Mask movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember the director, Chuck something, I think. But they talked about this like the Looney Tunes aspect of the Mask, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was something that John and I even talked about or that he referenced in the scripts really was not like a Looney Tunes. Like in the movie, that's a common theme is that Stanley's he likes cartoons and it's this Looney Tunes stuff. Well,
Right.
that's not Ipkiss, I don't think, in our book, you
Yeah.
know. I don't remember it being that way, but that wasn't the point. It's just, you know, the art and these gruesome things that happened in this funny way. So that really wasn't what we were doing. It just gets mentioned that way when in fact we're just writing this horror story basically.
Yeah, and the way you guys extrapolated that from this story into the main series, you know, understanding that giving the mask to different people would have different outcomes, but also kind of always circling back to the evil side of a human, you know, when you give it to Callahan. And even I think at the end of this, his girlfriend puts it on.
Yeah, I mean, briefly, we're gonna do a series after this one, after Mayhem,
yeah,
where Kath was gonna get the mask, but they must have decided it wasn't time yet, you know, and which was good because Kellaway got it.
Yeah,
or what's it, right? Kellaway.
Yeah.
Anyway, she does get it eventually, you know, in the Mask series. Or is it the Mask? She gets in the Mask Returns. That's right.
Yeah, super awesome stuff. And then you transitioning and then blowing up at DC. I was just grabbed some books off my shelf and had the Under the Hood, which freaking awesome. That was obviously turned into an animated film, which was super popular.
And I think they also did Justice or Superman versus the Elite, which is basically Action 775.
The one I wanted to talk about because it's the most recent in pop culture is the Frankenstein and the Bride, which you are, I think, credited as co-creating both of those characters for DC. And the Creature Commandos just came out. I saw the first episode because I think it's free on YouTube. It seems pretty cool.
I didn't know that. I'll have to see it there because otherwise it's streaming where it's something I don't have.
HBO Max. That would be because that's Warner
most
Brothers.
likely.
So I'm hearing really good things on it, and it seems like they're going to do a season 2. And but that was, I think that's the first time Frankenstein and the Bride have been animated, which really cool takes on the characters. And I saw you post that you got a little shout out at the end of the credits there.
Yeah, it was nice. I was happy to see it. Yeah, I mean, they're not backing up with a truckload of money for me, but that's okay.
No, it's unfortunate.
Though I do take. I'm thinking, man, I wish they had animated her with like 4 arms because
I heard that she doesn't have the arms, and people were hoping maybe in season 2 she'll get them. But
maybe she deserves to have 4. I mean, it's cool. If anything, it's cool to actually try to figure out what to do with all 4 of the arms, which is something I actually had to. When I did that book, I mean, every time you see the Bride, I'm thinking, what am I gonna do with them arms?
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Where did that come from?
That's just what
extra
Grant
arms
wrote.
thing?
Grant just wrote it. I mean,
Yeah.
As to why she has them, I don't know.
She's extra arms stitched to her, huh?
Yeah, I suppose just like Frankenstein has extra. I think when she was, isn't it Shade? Isn't that the organization is, and they probably like outfitted her with extra stuff, including the arms. And I just think she looks cool with 4 arms. That's all.
They had all these surplus jackets with 4 arms, and they're like, well, give them to her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been toying with the idea of doing I might animate the bride and with 4 arms and see how it looks. I think
Yeah,
that's
that would be dope.
cool.
And it's hot right now, so you'll get a lot of hits on that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
For the show.
Well, then they'll say, "Why'd you give her 4 arms, man? She's only got 2." I said, "Well,
yeah, they don't even know. They're not true fans, Doug." No, I'm kidding. But you know what I heard recently is Universal owns the rights to Frankenstein with bolts on his neck, and you can't publish a Frankenstein character with bolts on his neck. And I went and grabbed this book, and I'm like, oh, they're on his head in here.
bolts on his head.
They're not on his neck.
Yeah.
Maybe we were thinking ahead. I don't know, but that's how we did it."
That's interesting. Did that ever consciously come up? DC's like, you got to move them to the head.
I do know that when the bride showed up in other things after we had done the series, after 7 Soldiers, they changed her hairstyle because it was too much like the bride.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they brought her hair down, but now I don't know. Do they have it back up in the cartoon? I don't know.
I think it's up, but I don't
series?
know if it has a stripe.
Yeah, when was that movie made though? It's
Right,
going to get out there pretty soon.
I would imagine.
Well, I would have thought that it's already past.
Yeah, I would figure, but
Yeah,
I don't know. We're
well,
just getting like Steamboat Willie and Popeye and stuff now, so I don't know.
Well, maybe get the right lawyers on the job, and they can slow things down and make it difficult for you, even if you have the right to do something.
Sure.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Probably trademark.
They just doing their jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're gonna wrap it up in a little bit. I wanted to show the cover off one more time. That will be available next week, guys. We're gonna have it up on the Indiegogo next week. We're gonna be launching the Kickstarter as well after the show next week on Michael Bancroft's stream. And this came out awesome, Doug. Thank you again. This is freaking sweet.
Thanks for your patience. I'm glad we got it done.
Yeah, no problem, dude. It was spot on with the idea. I know you did. I'll have to try to dig up that other layout you did where they were coming at you rather than the profile shot.
Yeah.
But this was so fun to see come to life.
It turned out. I mean, it was. I will admit it wasn't easy. I mean, I was like, how do I make this work in this little spot?
Yeah.
And it actually did take me a little thought. Let's put it that way.
Well,
yeah, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's so
composition is great.
I think too with the trade dressing with the logo up there, like it just adds so much motion. Like you could feel all of the rubble and everything on this this cover. So this is going to be sweet. All of I think we have like 10 pages of colors left to be done on it.
Yeah.
Then I just got to letter it and it'll be ready to ship for April. So 60 pages. There's the link there in the chat. Oh, also there is a link to sign up for the Kickstarter. Let me see if I could pull that up really quick and drop it in the chat for you guys. That is where you're going to be able to get the signed copies signed by Doug on the Kickstarter. We also have a exclusive t-shirt that is going out for that. And yeah, that's going to be sweet. That's just the first thing we're coming out with this year. We have plans for a few other books this year as well. What are you working on, Doug? What's coming out from you?
Right now, I've just been doing some covers. I got some stuff that's happening that I can't say anything about at the moment. So
NDAs?
I cannot disclose what I'm doing. Yeah, just not until they're prepared to do so. But
cool.
I've done some pretty cool covers at this point.
Awesome, that's great to hear.
Including yours. I mean,
yeah, and I would suggest if you guys haven't seen Doug's Swamp Thing that he put out last year, I think is when it wrapped up. It's an awesome hardcover of it out. It's Swamp Thing Green Hell. Super, super cool story. I think the art in it is awesome. It's some of the best colors too on that. Like there's some sunlight scenes during these double page spreads that just the rim lighting hits, and it's just so
It's
freaky
also
sweet.
like super gory in some of the
Yeah.
stuff. It's like, especially I think the first two issues. I don't know. I was just on point. I was just drawing gore.
Yeah,
You
the
know.
viscera and that people getting speared by
It's fun.
vines and their eyeballs
I
popping
mean,
out.
I'm definitely good at drawing stuff like that. And the funny thing is, it's not even the kind of thing I gravitate towards. I just
Yeah.
know how to draw it. Like this is how you draw a guy who's been torn in half and dangling from this monster's vines growing out of his back. I mean, oh.
That's why DC needs to put you on a Lobo demon book. You need to bring back the team, Etrigan and Lobo.
Well, you just keep that in your wish list, and who knows?
Yeah, yeah. I'll keep.
I'd be happy to draw a
my
Lobo
pictures.
book. Be happy to draw a Lobo book anytime.
Awesome. Before we go, we do have a segment here that I'm probably 100% sure you're not aware of, but locally around here, we have a local. What would you call him? A sage?
Yeah, I would say he's a wandering sage.
A wandering sage of the name of Louis. And Louis, everybody in our chat knows Louis because weekly we always go up to Louis. We ask him a question about himself, and we put a poll in the chat to see what the chat thinks his answer will be. So we have a little intro here. I'm going to introduce you to Louis, and maybe we'll get your answer. We'll see what you think he says. Here's Louis.
Oh, look at Louis being a badass. Yeah. About to enter flavor country.
There's Louis. It's our buddy. And this is what we asked him this week.
Hold out, Louis. I got a question for you, though. I got a question, okay, buddy? I know it's cold, but what's your favorite ice cream?
We asked him what his favorite ice cream is. And there were some suggestions in the chat. It's between chocolate, strawberry, mint, or Rocky Road.
I was going to say chocolate.
You were going to say chocolate?
Mint chocolate chip is what I was going to say.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we ended the poll. 37% says Rocky Road, followed by chocolate, then strawberry, then mint in the last place.
I can't believe vanilla, the staple, wasn't on the list.
Nope. Yeah, no one thought vanilla. But let's see what his answer was. Let's see.
Hold out, Louis. I got a question for you, though. I got a question, okay, buddy? I know it's cold, but what's your favorite ice cream?
Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Yeah.
Yummy, yummy?
Yeah, yummy, yummy.
All right, brother. Good to see you.
Chocolates.
All right.
You're right. There we go.
It's my favorite too.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Doug, thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with us. It's been a pleasure.
You guys, it went over quite well, right?
yeah. A good discussion.
I didn't cough once.
That's true. No coughs. No coughs.
It's because I had a whole set of cough drops sitting right here, and then I have some warm water because I'm so sick of drinking tea.
Yeah.
So I think I did a good job.
Yeah.
Perfectly under control.
Good showing. I think this went as good as when you were on Graham Nolan's stream. So shout outs to Graham. And everybody in the chat, guys, thank you for tuning in, hanging out. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Be safe out there and get ready for the awesome cover next week. Friday, we'll be talking about it next week and launching it right here on the stream. So be here again next week. And people go follow Doug on Instagram. He posts all the time. It's some great content over there. I seen you teaming up with some other people on Instagram for your animations as well, right?
I don't know. Am I?
Yeah, I thought I saw you were doing some like collabs with some other guys who were posting your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's this guy who, I mean, it's cool. He put stuff together, and then that's one of them. And then my friend Mike, he has his own YouTube channel and podcast type stuff, and he's a buddy, and he's doing some stuff. He releases the animations on his channel, on the whatever they call their version of like Instagram, the vertical version. But we're gonna release the widescreen stuff too there. So
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
That'll
like
be
when we
cool.
did the silhouette trailer. We had those like the vertical, and then put it out to the widescreen as well.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know, I'm just some dude out there animating, having a great time. But
Yeah,
one of
and
these days, we're gonna do a crowdfunded animation deal. So
Oh yeah,
wow.
that would be awesome. And maybe one day create our own book. Maybe you.
well, that'd be the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. That'd be the way to go. Definitely stay tuned for that stuff.
All right, man. Well, good to talk with you guys, and nice work.
Yeah, you too, man. Keep it up. 2025. We're coming for all those comic readers. Get out there, everybody. All right. Well, I'm trying to send you guys over to Bancroft's, and we will see you Monday with another stream. See you, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Threats are part of wrestling, But you gotta look at the person that's making the threats. This fat son of a bitch is challenging all of us, has been world champions before, been in this business 15, 20 years, and this fat son of a bitch is gonna trial us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat! I'm gonna...
about this.
I don't care if he don't...
Final question. There's one thing you could change about the industry. What would it be?
One thing I'd change about the industry.
Leading question.
It's just stop sticking your nose in what other people are doing and get on with your own work. Do you know what I mean? Just stick your nose out of people's business, and tell them what they should be fucking doing and not doing, and do your own shit. You should be, you've got to be creative. You should be getting on with your own deal,